Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me again on Ask Me Anything. Today's question, which I'm asked not just today, this week, this month, this year, but is how much money do I actually need? Now, how long is a piece of string, I'll be honest, but one thing that's really happened and stood out this week a lot, and it's becoming more and more prevalent in the rental market as it is at the moment, is having enough money in your bank account to show to estate agents that you are able to pay your rent on an ongoing basis. Now, what I want to explain to you is that when you're arriving in Australia as a new migrant, you don't have a local credit history. We all know that. You might have a job, and hopefully you do have a job. And what the agents are looking for is that your rent should not exceed 30% of your income. So if you have a job, that's a pretty easy calculation. The other part they're looking at is for most migrants and most of my clients, there's perhaps only one partner that has a job. So you're applying for homes against other candidates or other tenants, I should say, who perhaps have two incomes, who are locals, they have a local credit history and have two incomes. And that can give the landlord some reassurance that if one of the partners loses their job, they still have a salary coming in the door. For most new migrants, you're perhaps arriving with just a single salary. So it adds a layer of complexity to your application, and it's really valuable to show in the savings that you might have in bank accounts that you've got. Now, what that figure might be is really dependent on perhaps what the rental price is that you pay. So will you be able to pay your rent on an ongoing basis? Now, I know a lot of people say to me, oh, no, it's okay, I can pay 3 or 4 months up front. Great, that's really helpful, especially in the current competitive marketplace. But the estate agent still wants to know what the long-term plan is. To be competitive at the moment, you have to be offering at least a 1-year lease. So if you're arriving here with nothing, no savings in the bank account, perhaps no job, and you're applying against other people, it can be very difficult because those are the things the estate agent is going to look at. Is it a single or dual income? Do they have enough money in the bank account? And if there is an income, does the rent exceed 30% of that income? So run your numbers, make sure that you're on the safe side of those, otherwise you will keep inspecting properties and keep getting rejected. And if you are getting rejected, often it could be something like that there's not enough money in the bank account. And if you're coming from a country that has a weaker, what's the word I'm looking for? If not economy, but if your dollars, pounds, rupee, rands are less than what they are in Australia, what might seem like a lot of money to you might not be a lot of money in Australia. So just be aware of that. It's all relative, okay? I wish you luck, and I hope that's really helpful. If you know of anybody else that can help, please direct them here, and let's try and get everybody together on their relocation journey and getting the right expert information. Thanks very much for your time. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.